So I'm not going to lie, I think we just had one of the best rounds of footy we've had so far this year. I mean, round 22 was really good. You had a ton of close games, like Fremantle only winning by 6 points, the Dogs winning by 6 points, Adelaide being challenged by the worst team in the competition and only winning by 9 points, Sydney winning by 2 points, no one expected that one, and again, of course, the Saints winning by 4 points in a game which made me almost want to jump off the fourth level at the MCG. Again, I attended it. There should be a vlog out. I think maybe it could even be coming out a little bit after this one, but a vlog will be coming of me at Richmond versus St Kilda. So go and check that out. Again, that was not the greatest game, but other than that, like, most of the games this round have been really close, and round 23 and 24 are really setting us up with one of the most dramatic endings to a AFL season so far. So again, in this video, we're going to be doing the round 23 AFL tips and predictions. Again, before we do get into that, I recently just celebrated my birthday, and I got given a couple of things that I thought I'd show you guys, and you guys can have a look. Again, as you know, for some reason, I'm a pretty big, like, Funko Pop fan. Again, all those Funko Pops behind me, I could have done so many better things with, like, I don't know, buy a remote control car with, or freaking bought 1 month of Hinge to try and get myself a girlfriend. I don't know. Instead, I've spent a lot of money on Funko Pops. Again, I didn't actually pay for any of these, so that's the bonus. But my best mate actually got me this massive Galactus, which is pretty big. Again, $45 he spent on it, which is crazy. Like, do you know how many things he could have done better with that $45? He could have spent it on a packet of darts or anything. Instead, he decided to buy me this big ass Galactus, which is almost the size of my microphone top to bottom, or I don't know, freaking LeBron James's private parts. That's how big that thing is. Again, he also got me as well the Thing from space, him with an astronaut outfit on, so that was pretty tough as well. Again, some other things here that my mum actually got me. Shout out to my mum. She of course got me Superman. Again, both the goated superhero movies that recently just came out, the two best superhero movies we've seen in a while. Again, you can't be having Superman without Crypto, who I had one job. He's fucking back to front. I had one job. You can't be having Superman without Crypto. You literally can't. So both of them, as well as, of course, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and that was the last Funko I actually got. And something I've never really bought myself ever is an action figure. Again, you got Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal. Literally, it actually like kind of looks like Pedro Pascal, so it's kind of tough. Again, I'm thinking of doing like an unboxing or something like that on the channel doing this, so let me know if you guys would like to see that down below. But again, I think me getting all of these is just almost furthermore certified me as a bloke who's probably not going to be getting a girlfriend for some time. So shout out my mom and my best mate for, I think, keeping me single for a little longer. So again, that's what we've got there. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see, you know, maybe this, like me do an unboxing of this at like end of another video. Again, that would be kind of cool, and I'd be excited to do that. Again, let's get into the tips though. We're starting off with the first blockbuster game of Friday night. No Thursday game this week, unless this app is tweaking. Hold on, let me just fact check this real quick, because I think we've got 2 Friday night games this week. I mean, why? It's kind of stupid, but again, we do have 2 Friday night games, and the first one is Essendon versus St Kilda. Again, I do not know who Essendon like slept with in the AFL or something to be able to keep getting these blockbuster games, but shit, you know, someone owes them a favor. I don't know how and why they keep getting on these games, but again, this is a weird one. You got 15s versus 11. St Kilda have randomly just risen up the leaderboard a lot more than what they probably wanted to. They're not going to have as good of a pick now, but again, Essendon still have 800 injuries and still are missing a whole ton of players. So I don't think they're going to be winning this game. So I'll be backing in St Kilda. But again, they're going to have to really work on their offense, especially in this game. This is probably good practice for them for next year because their offense against the Tigers kind of looked and played like cheeks. So again, let's hope they do a bit better there. Again, the first proper blockbuster game. This is massive. We've got Fremantle versus Brisbane coming up. This is huge because Fremantle just jumped into the 4. I don't know how they are doing it, but I low-key feel like because no one is talking about them and they are really flying under the radar, why do I feel like Brisbane might low-key make a prelim or could even make a grand final this year and be just a massive underdog story? Because I feel like no one is talking about them and they're in the top 4. Like, that is crazy to me. Again, they're playing Brisbane, who are 5th. Again, this is going to be a massive test for both teams, and this could ultimately decide who makes the top 4 out of either of them. Again, I think it's going to be a very good game, but I'm actually going to be tipping Brisbane here. Again, Brisbane are just, they play really good one week and then they have an average week the next. I don't know why and what's going on there, but they haven't solidified themselves as a top 4 team like they probably should have. Again, Fremantle, as I said, are really flying under the radar. I am thinking I'm going to be tipping Brisbane here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fremantle win. And I mean, if they did win, there is a legitimate chance that Fremantle could get into like 2nd position by the time the season ends and have a home final, which I mean literally could get them into a grand final. So that's a crazy thing to think of. Again, we've got Gold Coast versus GWS. Following that, another blockbuster game, which is going to be absolutely massive. Again, the GWS Giants are just in the 8 right now. Their percentage is not good, and the Dogs, who are sitting out, are knocking behind them and of course have a much better percentage. GWS need to win this to ensure they make the 8. Again, the Gold Coast Suns have the same wins as what the Giants do, but they've got literally way better percentage, so they're a little bit more safer. Again, I do think the Gold Coast Suns are really trying to make a case to, of course, make the top 4. Like, there's legitimately a chance that they could still make the top 4. And I think just because of that, like, I think they're going to continue to steamroll home this season. I'm going to be tipping them, which is an insane thing to think. So I'm going to be doing that, but this could absolutely be a very close one. Again, we've also got Carlton versus Port Adelaide. It's a little bit of a write-off game. There's not much to do with the top 8 in this game. Of course, again, Carlton have had a bad season. Port Adelaide have had a little bit of a reset season. Again, they're going to be going to next year with a new coach and probably some new players, and a first time they're going to be going to a season like 17 years or something without Travis Boak. First time going in a season like over 10 years without Ken Hingley. Again, there's going to be some changes to this Port team. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. Again, it's at Marvel here. I mean, I think right now Port are just overall the better team, so I'm going to be tipping them. But yeah, it's an odd one. Again, a game that I feel like is going a little bit underrated and under the radar right now is Hawthorn versus Melbourne. Melbourne have actually been playing a lot better footy as of late. Again, I feel like Simon Goodwin was actually picking up some traction in his second half of the year, which I think is why he was a little bit surprised he got fired. Again, Troy Chaplin already changed a couple of things in his first game. Melbourne actually looked like they lowered the eyes a little bit more going inside 50. Again, I think they're already going to be a different team next year. I think they'll be resetting very similar to what Port Adelaide are. Again, Hawthorn, though, they want to not only solidify themselves in the 8, which they would do if they win this game, but they would also solidify themselves as a team who is still in the hunt for the top 4. And of course, they are starting to find some form as well, beating Collingwood and actually looking all right. So again, I'm going to be tipping Hawthorn here, but I feel like it's not as like, you know, it's not as far apart as what some people think it is. Again, Melbourne might be 13th, but I think they're low-key starting to reset a little bit more. They had a really good week against the Dogs as well. Yeah, let's see how they go against Hawthorn coming up. And then again, of course, the game that should be a blockbuster game, but I think there should be a certain win here. is the Adelaide Crows versus Magpies. Again, Collingwood have a lot of problems at the moment, like the similar stats of last year and them slowing down because of all their players being older in age is really crazy to see. Again, very similar problems to last year of Darcy Moore just turning into shit when he doesn't have a one-on-one, very solid one-on-one key defender with him. Again, Billy Frampton is not the answer. I don't know who the answer is. Again, I saw someone the other day say Jacob Blight. Jacob Blight is a much better player than Billy Frampton, but I also don't know if he's the answer, and I don't think he is. It is a very weird situation right now at Collingwood. They've got a lot of problems, and they are very much out of form, while Adelaide, I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to West Coast, but they look consensusly right now a top 2 best team in the competition, and I think they're actually going to get the win here against Collingwood. I think they're going to... I think they're going to beat them a lot worse than what a lot of people think. So that's my bold prediction for the week, and I'm interested to see how that one goes. Again, North Melbourne versus Richmond, the first game of Sunday. I mean, yeah, this is a bit more interesting than like Port and Carlton are for a lot of reasons. I mean, if Richmond do win this, of course, it ensures that Richmond get basically I think it 100% ensures they get North Melbourne's pick number 2, which is just absolutely insane. Again, if North Melbourne do win this, they then jump Richmond, which still gives Richmond pick 3, but it means they have another chance in a week or so to again jump a team like Essendon and have Richmond have that pick go back a little bit. There's not a whole lot to play here. I mean, you are still trying to look for a lot of the younger players and see who's got the better young core. Is it the team like North who's been rebuilding for 5 to 6 years? Or is it the team like Richmond who have been rebuilding for literally 1 season? Again, we're going to see. We're going to very much see. So it is an interesting game. Again, we got Sydney versus Geelong. Low-key kind of interesting as well, considering Sydney have been playing a lot better footy as of late. I mean, knocking off Brisbane last week is not easy. Like, they should arguably be the best team in the game, Brisbane. Got a bit of revenge there too. So again, they're still pretty good and playing some good footy at the SCG. I think they might be going into a bit of a reset next year as well. But they're playing Geelong, who I think is the other top 2, probably best team in the competition right now. They're sitting in second with pretty high percentage, pretty good percentage. So again, I think Geelong will win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney actually make it interesting and hopefully give us something to watch, very similar to what they were able to do last week. Again, not much going on here, but we got Western Bulldogs versus West Coast at Marvel Stadium. I mean, realistically, the Western Bulldogs should absolutely come out and probably pump them by like 100 points. So it is what it is. I don't think there's going to be much to do here. I don't know how West Coast turned into like 2018 LeBron James the other week, but they did, and we're going to see how they, of course, go on this one against a team who is kind of known now for bullying the worst teams in the competition. So I'm interested to see how this one goes, but I'm pretty sure the Dogs would beat the Eagles by 100 points. If not, I would be a little bit shocked. And I do think as well, if the Eagles actually are competitive in this, are we going to look on them a little bit different than what we would usually look at a team in their position for next season? So that's going to be an interesting one. Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on round 23. What are your tips and predictions down below? Let me, of course, know in the comment sections what you think. Again, subscribe to the channel for all those AFL content, AFL news, all of the above. Again, subscribe to my gaming/movie channel, which will also be getting linked in the description down below. My Instagram, which will also be getting linked in the description down below as well. And I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.